pretty awesome that you've got a ski area in your backyard.
Yeah, so it's like technically was abandoned, but I mean, it had an owner on paper somewhere. And so I just got on the internet and just started sourcing stuff like, how can I find this person? And I came across the neighboring ski area, the owner of that, and he's like in his 90s. He's like this old guy. He literally died by breaking his hip snowboarding at age 93. So, I mean, he's pretty rad. But anyway, so I started chatting with him and he told me everything about it. And I guess I caught him on a good day. But then at the end of the conversation, he was like, call anytime you want. Don't call too often. And I was like, oh, that's pretty rad, you know?
So were you able, did you buy it? What's the situation?
Boards on the windows and people were using the sinks inside for barbecues. So that tells you what it was. I called technically the owner or the manager of it because they own a neighboring resort and stuff. And he basically said, you can just move in. Like, that's how bad it was, you know?
Oh, wow.
And I just like took it as like, I'm going to make this my house. And I just spent like 5 years fixing it up, making it into a rad place for people to come out and not letting it just kind of go away. You know, that's who else can live where you can shred right in your backyard and, you know, POW day, you're the only one there. Right. So,
yeah. Wow. So are the lifts, or what was it, like a T bar?
Operational, but it doesn't really go anywhere. And we had a fire last year. The other one was a single seater. So I mean, really, how much money maker can you make off a single seat? That one essentially burned down in the fire we had last summer. Yeah. And so I don't think it'll ever be operational. And that's what's fun, you know. Now it's just for power surfing, snow skating, and you know, just getting people out there that could get away from the city for the afternoon, you know?
Wow. So you got it. So the fire was really close, huh?
Yeah, dude. So when these fires break off, you know, it's like, oh, that's 30 miles away. Who cares? That's like a whole nother, but since we're on the top of a mountain, right?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't take much for that wind to just take it up. So come middle of the night, like 2 a.m, the police officer just comes and like, smacking on the door. I'm like, oh no, did someone crash their car and they're all bloody? Because that happens a lot on our road, you know, you're showing up, oh, help, and you're like, oh great. But no, it's police officer, and he's like, okay, the fire is coming from 2 directions, the road's gonna be shut. This is your last warning, I'm not coming back. I'm like, whoa. Oh great, thanks, buddy. So now, you know, we start packing right then. We're packing everything and we're like, this is coming hard, so we're probably going to move to Canada or something, right? So we packed like everything we thought we were going to need to just move, right? We're thinking this is it, right?
Yeah.
For a month, I just looking on this fire mappers map, and it's just getting closer and closer. And literally, it came. So it was like my back door was basically next to it was on fire, and I saw a video, and the guys just there with the hose, just like putting it out, like no big deal. Last thing I did before I left is I had a coil of like real big fire hose. I hooked it to the well, and then put it straight down the road. So when our guys would show up, they would see, okay, they have water, we can fight this. And they just made it their camp out, and they totally saved my house, you know? So that was pretty rad, because not that I wouldn't want to live in Revelstoke, Canada. That's where we were headed. But, you know, when you've been somewhere like 17 years, it's kind of hard to just totally bail like at 2 a.m, you know?
Yeah. Well, check out my chat with Mark Ogden, man. You're doing a service for the binding list.
Hey, anybody that wants to come out, we're probably going to have a demo center this winter. So just DM me and just come out, and we'll put you on something, and then you'll figure out what works best for you for this coming season.
Slushfund _ magazine on Instagram.